What is up, my dudes? It's Pacman here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Or6 Analysis. But before we go any further, I want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you guys that have come over and subscribed to my second channel, Pacman Plays. This is going to give me so much more flexibility as to what type of content I can post. It's all going to be Siege related on here for the foreseeable future, but it's going to give me more flexibility as to what content I can put where, and not have to worry about the YouTube algorithm and a few things like that. So this is just, content for you guys that you want to see. And look, I have a lot of big plans for the future of the channel, of both channels, to be completely honest with you. There's so many exciting things coming your way, but it doesn't happen without you guys, right? So we've hit like 7,000 subscribers in the first couple of days. So that's pretty massive. It's just blows me away. It took me so long to get to 50, 60 subscribers, and to think about being able to kind of generate those sort of numbers now in a day or two is just blows me away. But again, from the bottom of my heart, this doesn't happen without you. Thank you so much for coming over and pressing subscribe. I promise you will not be disappointed. But let's get straight into it. So today we're looking at my man JÄGER 62. He's still at school at the moment and wants to start moving in towards competitive, or start figuring out competitive. He's currently playing at bronze, so I'm expecting there to be some sort of issues as to, there's always going to be issues in someone's game if they're playing in ranks like bronze or copper or silver and stuff like that. So hopefully we can spot them today. He likes to main the old Ash and JÄGER, so he wants to frag out. Hopefully we can spot some things, my friend, and we can show you where you can best spend your time to improve. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So we're playing on Oregon to begin. I know a lot of you guys have been asking as well. I've seen the comments about adding like a pencil tool where I can like draw things on the screen. As you all know, for now I just use my mouse, but it's not great. I didn't get time. I'm honestly so busy at the moment, but I didn't get time to figure out how to add a pen to it. So if anyone knows, feel free to let me know down in the comments. But I will add a summary at the end of this video, just going over everything that I've noticed. So a nice like summarized version of the entire episode. Okay, black ice. First thing I noticed. Woo, looking good. Black Ice Brothers, I got it too. First thing I would say is laser sight. I would be losing the laser sight. The only thing that I think warrants a laser sight is shotguns, because you're going to be hip firing that quite a lot. But realistically in Siege, you're going to be ADS most of the time. So reducing hip fire spread is just not really going to help you, and it gives away your position. So I would definitely lose the laser sight, my friend, personally. I think you've got some issues going on with your mouse. I see you flicking it around there. Straight away I can see that mechanics probably aren't going to be your strong suit, which is a bit of an issue if you're playing Ash and JÄGER. That's going to be a bit of a bottleneck for you, because those characters are so heavily relied on gun skill. Okay, so you see the Valk. Missed the shot. Alright, I want to touch on two things straight away. Let's get deep. Let's get straight into it, boys. Alright, so the first thing that you'll notice here is, first of all, you see this Valk and you get off your drone. What I would be doing there is as soon as I see the Valk, I'll be turning the drone and jumping it away to try and save the drone so that you can use it as a later date. Not a massive issue, but you're kind of just submitting to the fact that drone is going to be killed where it doesn't really need to. The second thing is, by now, when you shoot open this door, when you shoot open this double door, the first thing you should do is take out that cam. Right, so that cam's still alive, and you were the one that shot open the door, so you definitely want to be taking out that cam. It's super simple. You can do it before you even shoot down the door. Like, you can just shoot a little hole out and shoot the cam, or shoot it through if you know the spot. But yeah, definitely be taking out that cam. And then thirdly, I know I don't want to nitpick everything, but thirdly, look at the way, so you know that the Valk, I need to use my mouse, I need this pencil. You know that the Valk is coming from this direction, right? And you're standing behind this head glitch here. So you straight away, when you lean, you should be leaning to your left. You should be leaning into your left, right? Into the angle, so into the angle that the Valk is coming from, right? Whereas look at the way that you lean, and it ends up, costing you that kill, right? So look at the way you lean. See, you step far too wide out. Did I missed that. Yeah, far too wide out. And leaning the wrong way, and then you start shooting cams when you're exposed. That's not ideal. And right here, what I would be doing, if you're Ash, so that's the Sledge. Sledge is fine. Sledge can go take that gunfight. That Valk's running amok. I would be calling out that the Valk is in classroom. That Sledge didn't know. I don't think you called that out. So I'd definitely be communicating that. Not sure what that bandit's doing, but he got the job done. Nice shots. See, standing right out in the open shooting these cams when you know there's a Valk right around. This wouldn't be an issue if you just taken the cams out at the beginning of the round. See, like that. In a higher rank against a better player, you will get domed doing that. But even here, like, look at this this little gunfight with the Valk. Right? So I don't know if it's your sensitivity that's too high, or if it's just you're not spending enough time in T-Hunt, you haven't practiced your aim enough. Maybe it's your first game on, who knows. But when you're playing an Ash or a JÄGER, I can already tell that mechanically you're probably not as smooth as you should be playing operators like this. And in ranks like this, it can work. It can be fine. Shoot out the cam. It can work. So you got the cav. 1 health. Fair enough. Good point. Very good point. Probably wasn't 1 health. Nice shot. Nice shot. Yeah, it's an issue. You need to be mechanically strong when you're playing operators like this. I'm not saying you're not, but and in these ranks it might work. Oh, you traded. Oh, that sucks, bro. Haha, you traded. That's unfortunate. Nice shots, nice shots. And like I said, I don't mean to be rude. I know that you are on the in, like you're in bronze and stuff, so you're not. There's not going to be perfect gameplay, but it will be one of them things that holds you back, right? That's probably not the only thing that's going to hold you back at the moment, but your mechanical skill, like where you're playing at now, it works. But if you want to progress, and you know most people do, that's why you submit the gameplay. You want to improve. That's somewhere where you're gonna need to improve upon, because like habits like that aren't gonna, they're just not gonna suffice in higher ranks. All right, round number 3. You've definitely got some issues going on here with your mouse. You might have said that somewhere in the description of the submission. Just don't remember reading it. You're flicking your mouse around the whole time. Could be just sensitivity, or it might be that you've got I don't know, mouse issues. Side note, I'm thinking about buying a new mouse. I haven't changed my gaming setup in so long. And now, like, this is like a part-time job for me. Well, it's really like a full-time job. But I basically work 2 full-time jobs. I really think I should upgrade some of my equipment. So I think it's getting to that point. But this video is not about me. This is about you. Okay, so you're going through main lobby. You've half checked the stairs. So you know there's one in classroom. And again, you're kind of submitting to lose the drone. It didn't happen that time. Your teammate was able to get the kill. But did you shout that out, or was I? Oh, you did. You did. Okay, let's just rewatch this. One in classroom. Cool. Laying down behind the desk, a more accurate call out potentially might help, but it seems like the Capitao knew he was there as well. So there's one in the back of classroom, laid prone behind the dresser, behind the table. Just more accurate with the calls. But again, here, like you are on a team of basically 5 fraggers when you look at that team composition, but as an Ash, generally you should be the one that's taking these gunfights and asking for people to drone you in, or you should be droning yourself in. Or making calls about everything that you see. What's clear, what's not clear. There's a guy called Reaper _EN. Love his videos. Honestly, I think he's such a bright siege mind. And he did a good video on, that's unfortunate, did a good video on communication and how to communicate well, basically. And look at this as well. So this is an issue, this is straight up an issue with droning. All right, so we hop in here. So you just spent like a minute, like over a minute on your drone, right? You're very far away from your drone as to what you can action off this drone. The information here is not really relevant because you're running in main lobby. So for you, the relevant information is potentially this top of armory, maybe master if you want to go that deep. You don't have to really. You droned out classroom efficiently, and then it's the meeting swing. It's who's playing a meeting, how many people are playing a meeting. So you took all that time to drone, got hit by the cap count on your own entry, could have been droned out. I do it all the time though, don't worry. And now you're about to kind of get aggressive on Classroom, and that's something you haven't droned, right? So make sure you're droning yourself, right? Especially if you're solo queue. You want to be droning yourself through, or asking your teammates what they're seeing, or communicating well. You have to be painting a picture of the map and make sure that the information that you're trying to get and the information that you're getting through your drone is going to benefit you on your approach into the map. So like I said, going through, you need to be droning that meeting double door as best you can anyway, so that you know where you're directly about to run in. Is it safe? Yes, fantastic, go through. If it's not, either still go through and take the fight, throw some flashbangs, or go a different route, or call it out to your teammates. Both. All right, we're on defense now. You're playing the bandit. You love a little bit of fragging. I thought it was Jaeger. My bad. It might be an Ash bandit main. Same thing. Bandit Jaeger. Jaeger bandit, a little bit more utility based. Jaeger, don't get me wrong. Jaeger's utility is essential. It is essential, but it's kind of like plug and play. You put it down and that's it. Then you can go off and you've just got a good gun. With bandit, you can do bandit. You can be bandit tricking. You can be moving your bandit batteries to more important places as you see fit. So there's a little bit more kind of things to do with bandit. You don't have to though, but there's more you can do with bandit, I guess. So you've banded it off. Attic, I would definitely, I don't know if you still had 2 in your pocket there. I like this though, hopping on cam straight away, getting some information. Amarishi, I'm going to shoot the cam. Absolutely not. Send it. There's one on the roof too. Yeah, you've got 2 bandit batteries. I would definitely be banditing the walls that lead into, I can't remember what it's called. It's like the little side closet by master bedroom. All the callouts changed on this map. I haven't relearned them. I'll show you. It's where the dock is, basically over there. GG Melon fragging out. Nice. The perfect example of how not to attack. Right? Like, look at that. Absolutely no droning. Of all people to do this, the Fragmite says, send it. Jumps in. Well done. You know, like you did your job. He didn't drone you and he jumped in, but that is exactly what you don't do as an attacker. Holding this window. I like that you're not getting too aggressive on it. You don't need to. You just need to be holding it down. Hold me down. The Jaeger is cleaning up. Jaeger goes down. That's diffuser. Round over. Nothing too exciting there. That wall there. I'd be banditing that wall. Hey. It's like you heard me. Nice. Yeah, I'd be putting bandit batteries down there as well. I know maybe you were trying to trick, but it's a pretty important wall to bandit off. Ooh. Alright. Round number 4. You got the Jaeger. A barb on... Barb. The first barb was good. I don't really like that second barb because they can easily walk around it. Where are we? So this first barb here. I like your skin, by the way. That's a nice skin. This first barb is good. It's low enough so that you know when they're approaching the bottom. This one here, you're kind of in between 2 places. Either put it on that door frame or put it at the bottom of the stairs again for further barb. Because right here where it is, it's easily avoidable. They can just walk anywhere outside it. So just a little top tip with the barb. And now with your ADSs, I'm interested to see as to what ADSs that you're going to put down. Good reinforcements straight away. That ADS is fine. It's fine. The thing is, what you always want to be aware of when you're placing down your ADSs is just what are you protecting and who are you trying to protect. No, not you. I don't think he was even talking to you, bro. He's just like, bruh. Okay, there's some weird setup going on in here. That's for goddamn sure. That mirror. I guess that's why your man was complaining. But that's definitely a weird. This GG Melon boy is chopping up. He's carrying the boys, and this is the Jaeger I was talking about. I thought there was a Jaeger coming. All right, you get the double pings. So maybe call that out, bro. Like, you know, 2 hopping in armory window. Or like, yeah, beside armory. Okay, not a whole lot happening. You got the bullet holes set up. GG Melon once more. It's just turning up. He goes down. So you got a barricade there. Play off that sound cue. 4v2, boom. So that's the sound cue you need to have. And that's unfortunate. It's kind of, oh god, that's also unfortunate. So we can touch on this now as well while we're here. Alright, so like I said, play off the sound cue. You don't really need to worry too much about this side for just for a second. You need to be ready to reapproach it, but you heard the barricade get punched out, so that means that you now need to focus attention. Obviously, that's your sound cue, and that's why barricades are really good. Number one, they slow people down. Number two, they're a sound cue. They can work obviously in reverse. I wouldn't go barricading up everything, because if you have a heavy roaming strat, or if you have a lot of roamers off site, it can really halt their retake. And yeah, so just barricades are good, but they can also work against you. But that's perfect, right? So that gets punched out. You turn around and you face it. What I would be doing here, rather than just standing flat. So let's just go back very slightly. Rather than just standing flat, is I would be crouching up and down. I know I'm a bad person, but in the end of the day, if it's in the game, use it. I am always for that. Like, I don't know, no cheating in the end of the day, but if a mechanic makes you harder to hit and makes you harder to target, I will be using that mechanic. Especially as someone like yourself who's playing these fragging roles, playing the Bandit, playing the JÄGER, playing the Ash. It does rely on you a lot of the time to get these frags, so you need to be more confident in the gun skill. And one way to make yourself a little bit of a harder target is by crouching up and down. So strafing left and right and crouching up and down and using as much of this as a head glitch as possible, right? So even if you don't want to crouch peek up and down, if you're crouched here and you're just strafing left and right on it, you're a much smaller target because you've got this as a defense of your body. Obviously only a smaller portion of your body and head is showing. Obviously your whole head's showing, but a smaller portion of your body's showing, and you're moving, you're strafing left and right. Whereas with this, it's just, you were still strafing, but that's what I mean. Like if you kind of crouch peek up and down, it's going to make you harder to hit. And you can kind of pre-fire shots like that. You can just turn into it and take a shot. So I think mechanics are going to be a big one for you if you want to take your game to the next level. And communication, for sure. Okay, this is gone from bad to worse. Super fast. Ooh, Big Daddy Adrian coming up with the knife. So I'll be making calls here. Still bottom of laundry. Still bottom of laundry. I know it's pretty obvious, but I would be making them calls. Bottom of laundry. Bottom of laundry. I'll tell you when he pushes up. Nice. Got the job done. Not too bad, my friend. Not too bad. There's definitely areas that you can be improving on. Oh, it's a trade again. What? What is the chances of that? Like, overall, your score there is quite good. 8, 1, and 3 or whatever. That's a solid score. But like what I would be looking at, definitely for you, is I would be looking at your. Actually, let's transition to the summary. All right, bro. So the first thing that I would be focusing on if I was you is your mechanics, especially because you're playing, like I said before, like because you're playing them fragging kind of roles. You're playing that Ash. You're playing the JÄGER. You're playing the Bandit. So they're roles that are really dependent on you getting frags, and you know, if you want to start playing in silver and then, you know, gold, and you want to start moving up the ranks like that, you're gonna need to improve on that mechanical skill or you'll get punished for it. So the first thing I'll be doing is hopping into T-Hunt, and I'll be working on 2 or 3 things. Number one, I will be working on your crosshair placement. So an easy way to do this is through T-Hunt. So walking around in T-Hunt and trying to keep your crosshair at head height the entire time. Just play it on the easiest level, just on house or whatever. And easiest difficulty, I mean, and just walk around and try and just shoot headshots the entire time. All right, it doesn't matter if you die, it might take you a bit of time to learn it, but just try and just consistently go for headshots, and it's gonna give you a better understanding as to where your crosshair needs to be placed for the majority of the round. Okay, another thing I would probably recommend potentially lowering your sensitivity slightly. I'm not a big fan of changing my sensitivity. I've kind of found my sensitivity, and it's the sensitivity that I use. But you could probably do it. That looks like your sensitivity is a little bit high. Maybe you can't control it as well as you'd like to. So maybe just try lower it a little bit. Lower a little bit and then go through and do them, try and go for them headshots. So that's going to be big for you. The next thing that I will be working on is your droning. So just make sure that you're communicating what you're seeing. And so communication isn't just saying when you see someone, it's also what you don't see. So, or where you're droning through. So you're droning through, you're saying one in classroom, a little bit more specific with that classroom call, like he's laying down prone in the back left corner of classroom, or he's laying down prone behind the table, or something like that. It's a Pacman laying prone behind the table. A little bit more precise with the call out rather than there's one Pacman classroom or whatever, you know? And make sure then as you're droning through, say, armory stairs is clear, armory clear, so you're letting your team know what parts are clear so that they don't have to spend time like aiming at it and stuff like that, so everyone's understanding as to what positions of the map are clear, and you're painting a picture for the team. Even in solo queue, when your team isn't overly keen on talking, be the one to initiate that conversation. But that kind of also brings me down to another part, which is know your role. So you're playing Ash, right? And if this is who you play consistently, which I'm pretty sure it is, know that you shouldn't really be the one droning a lot of the time. Like you should drone. I'm not saying don't drone whatsoever. There should always be drones involved. But if you can get your teammates to drone you and you ask them for the call, like, is it clear? What do I need to look at? And listen to their calls as to where they are, and play for them kills. Because Ash isn't played for utility, right? Ash isn't played. Capitao has smokes for plant. Thermite has breaches for hard walls, reinforced walls. Thatcher for utility destruction. There's some operators need to survive because they have a role to play later in the round, and Ash not so much. Like, she obviously does have pretty good utility, but for the most part, she should be the one that's taking the gunfights, because if she dies, life goes on, you know. Whereas if a Thermite dies, it changes the entire round. So I'd try to remember what sort of role you're playing, and if you can't get people to drone you in, like I mentioned earlier on in the video, just make sure that you're like kind of droning yourself through. So you're using your drone to help you get in. Make sure you're close enough to your drone so that you can action on that information. Because if you drone an area and then go off and drone 3 or 4 other areas in the map alongside of that, it's gonna put you at a disadvantage, because by the time you get off your drone and push through, someone could have repositioned into one of them positions. Somewhere where that was clear might not necessarily be clear again. But just make sure you're using your drone to help you get through the building if you're not going to be droning for someone else, right? So just focus on that droning a little bit more. And then the final thing that I'd like you to go ahead and think about is positional awareness. So just making sure, like we said in that post-plant situation there in round 2, I believe, just make sure that you're only exposing yourself to one angle at a time. So make sure that you're not, like I said, when you're in that corner, you're being exposed to 3 different wide swings. If she chooses to wide swing from any of those 3, you're going to be in some trouble because you're not focused on just one simply. So try and make it so that you're cutting off as many angles as possible and only exposing yourself to one. Right, so just be aware of that, because I'm sure it's something that happens in your games more frequently. It happened in that very first gunfight with the Valk. You know, you were shooting camera and stuff like that, but you don't fully understand that you're actually exposed to a lot of different angles there. They could peek from classroom, they could peek from the hallway. There's multiple different ways that you could get shot. So just always be aware of where people could be and where you can get killed from, and try and limit your exposure to those positions. But aside from that, my friend, well played, good rank, good game, and I don't mean this to ever come across as harsh. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, these I only get 20 minutes with you ever, really. You know, like, it's very unlikely that I'll ever coach you gameplay again. So I want to try and give you as much value as I possibly can. I don't mean for it to come across as rude. If it ever does, I apologize. But like I said, if you want to start moving up in the ranks and moving through to the different levels of it, those are the things that I'll be working on first, because that's where you're going to be able to gain the fastest improvement. They're the areas that are most important, you know, and then you'll get to silver or gold, and there'll be new things that you need to work on. But I really hope you got something useful from it, and I hope everyone else enjoyed the content, and maybe you guys picked up 1 or 2 things too. As I said at the beginning of the video, thank you so much for coming over and subscribing to the channel. I have a lot of big plans. Like I said, I'm not going to keep rambling on about it, but I have a lot of things planned, and I'm super excited for the future. So yeah, with that being said, guys, I will see you in the next one. Peace.